Hey guys, welcome to our final video when I'm gonna give you the links for all these websites we've encountered, all these developers basically, options and portals, and we're gonna discuss the basic outcome of that course and your skills. So basically by completing that course, by visiting and standing to that point where you are right now, you should be familiar and you should know how the OAuth technology is working. So, what can you progress from now on, and what can you do? Well, basically, having knowledge of OAuth opens doors like becoming an API developer, because as you can see, majority of that APIs work with the OAuth. The OAuth is basically the technology about securing the API communication. So in order to become a API developer, to build RESTful APIs and so on, you need to have knowledge of OAuth. The next thing that you have in common is basically understanding of the whole procedure and technologies of OAuth. So this is needed, and of course it's plus if you know that thing when we are talking about penetration testing or cybersecurity. So in cybersecurity, you should know basically almost anything. You should know everything, literally how it works, because penetration test is a set of procedures when you should need to implement a lot of different techniques, a lot of different tools, and you need to know how different technologies are working. You cannot hack, in quotes, you cannot hack something if you don't know how it's working. The things there don't happen in magic, with magic. So there are benefits of learning that technology and understanding how it works. Either if you are into more developer option, when you're going to develop some APIs based on that security architecture, or when you are more oriented in cybersecurity, penetration testing and so on. So you should know how these technologies are working, and basically you can know how you can potentially find vulnerabilities and hack these technologies since you know how they are working. Of course, if you are sysadmin or DevOps, there are still benefits. You need somewhere you have need to implement such server yourself, OAuth server. So it's always better to have knowledge in OAuth. You can find it useful in many ways. In my case, I find it useful when you're talking about penetration testing. So these are some of the benefits of having knowledge in OAuth, and the next benefit is, well, you basically feel secure about yourself when you are logging with different Facebook and Google buttons, but just make sure you are seeking for that HTTPS secure connection on the web browsers, so you are making sure the data there is encrypted and so on. So guys, I really appreciate you for watching that course, to stay with me throughout the whole course, and I find that really useful. I hope it was really enjoyable and pleasant for you and interesting. Of course, feel free, if you have any questions, to post them below. If you have any ideas, post them below again, so we get some feedback. So guys, appreciate for watching, and here are basically the links, the documentations about the technologies. So the first link is about OAuth. This is the basic documentation of OAuth. There is information about what languages you can use in order to basically code from the very bottom OAuth functionality with OAuth server. Therefore, the next link is about facebook.com, so developers.facebook.com. This is the developers portal of Facebook. From here, you generate keys, and from here, basically, you make a connection with the Facebook OAuth server. So if you want your application to have Facebook OAuth server, this is the place to go. The next one is Google console.developers.google.com/project. So basically, this is the URL of your API projects there. So go there, add a new project if you want some Google functionality, and keep in mind that to browse all the Google APIs, since there are many APIs. The most basic ones are for emails and for maps, but as you can see, there are SDKs for Android, there are maps for Android, there are just many APIs. And all of them are working with OAuth when you're using a third party. And the next one is developer.paypal.com. So this is to connect yourself, your application with the PayPal, to basically insert a payment method, a payment button, Of course, the steps are quite unique for any of these companies or services. You have to read the documentation yourself, follow the steps there, and therefore implement what they say in your web application. So depending on your need, you have to go to different services. If you need from your web application to be accessible and user to be able to work with Facebook, you need to add a Facebook API. If you want your application to have payment method, you can either develop your own from scratch or you can use the API from PayPal, which is slightly easier. So guys, that's all I wanted to say. I really appreciate you for watching and I hope this was really useful for you. So thank you everyone for watching, and I'm glad now you know more about the IT world.